Thom Brooks is professor of law and government and the dean at Durham Law School. He joins us now from the UK for some further analysis. Hi, Thom. Thanks so much for speaking to us. Is this process really worth it? I mean, we know the Senate is not going to remove him from office. He has a good chance at winning re-election regardless. And while Democrats want to say it is about the law and democracy, it really could just prove that the law can easily be flouted with no consequences, which is arguably more dangerous for democracy, is it not?
Oh, absolutely. I think that there's a lot to be worried about with a case like this. If, as we've seen and has been alleged and then confirmed in this impeachment process, that there are high crimes and misdemeanors that have been engaged by the U.S. President Donald Trump, then this is an incredibly serious matter, and it's disappointing to see from on one angle someone, as it were, getting away with it, whatever one thinks of the politics. Once upon a time, Republicans and Democrats both stood by an adherence to the rule of law as part of what it means to support democracy. But now with the rise of populism over the rule of law, trumping, as it were, the rule of law, literally in this case, it does open up something rather dangerous.
Now, going forward to the Senate trial, leading senators will have to swear an oath that they will effectively serve as impartial jurors in this case. Now, they've already said, Mitch McConnell in particular, that they have no intention whatsoever of being impartial. Mitch McConnell says he will follow direct orders from the president's lawyers himself if asked to. So first, tell me what's expected to happen there. Will they avoid actually swearing that oath as per proper procedure? And if they do, and they break that oath, should there be consequences for that?
Well, I find the whole thing extraordinary. You've just played a clip of the president claiming that somehow this is all unconstitutional, unlawful, when it was, one cannot like the way they voted, but certainly the way they did that vote was certainly constitutional and lawful. What's up is being called down, and what's black is being called white, and vice versa. It's really quite surprising. What I think might happen potentially is that the House Democrats seem to be slow to taking this over to the Senate. This raises the prospect that the president would be impeached, but not acquitted from this until maybe some months from now, maybe heading into the elections. That would be another unprecedented move, perhaps in a political attempt to harm the president. I think that there will be that oath taken of impartiality, however much it might not be strictly adhered to, in insofar as people are already saying how they're going to, how they intend to vote with this. But I don't think it's necessarily kind of meaningless, the whole exercise. I think it's important that people stand up for the rule of law. If the president has been shown to use his office to benefit himself and has been blocking investigations into his own affairs by Congress, then that is a very serious matter indeed. And whether or not it leads to removal from office, as it were, is almost as a side issue. It's important that somebody at least is standing up for these values. If nobody does, then I think, as I speak as a law professor right now, then I think then that's a very, very serious problem for democracy, whether it's in the U.S. or if it happens somewhere else.
Okay. Let me ask you personally how you think this all makes Trump feel right now. Deep down, does it hurt his ego? I mean, does it make him feel weaker, or does actually it embolden him? Because once again, he shows that he can ride out just about anything, legal, illegal, scandal, anything that is thrown his way.
Well, I think his strategy has been to try to wear it as a badge of honor and to turn this into, the Democrats in the House of Representatives have done this to me, and this just shows how much I'm shaking things up and rattling the cage and upsetting the liberal establishment to play to his very devoted base. And he'll try to do that. But I think that his ego will be damaged by this, because he can have whatever spin he wants, and perhaps he will be reelected and make it into that club of presidents who serve 2 terms. but he will be one of those who were stained, one of the three with Nixon, that was impeached, that has this hanging over his head, that has had this kind of public happen to him. And I think that this impeachment process, maybe it won't mean his removal from office, but there can still be, I mean, the trial in the Senate is a trial of removal from office, but it is not criminal. Now that we've seen high crimes and misdemeanors alleged, now maybe the Senate says he shouldn't be thrown out of office right now for those, but these high crimes and misdemeanors that he has been, as it were, accused of in the House of Representatives, this could come back to harm Trump after he serves office in the criminal court. This is not over yet, and indeed it could get much worse, because when it comes to the criminal court, that's not something where Trump can simply ride on levels of popularity and playing to a base. There he will be held to account, and I think that day will be coming.
Okay, Thom Brooks joining us there. Thanks so much, as always, for your analysis.